the love of house. Prepare your mind, body, and soul for bangs.
You are tuned into the world-famous FiatLeak.com.
Welcome to FiatLeak Live, episode 3.
Hey everyone.
Hey, so yeah, of course, I am joined by Dr. Eriksson on the far left, and he is broadcasting live from Portugal. And of course, we're joined by legendary trader Octo in the middle, who is broadcasting live from the UK. Guys, I just wanted to say that intro, that commercial, that FiatLeak commercial, it's so cool. Not only because it's cool, but because Danny and I made that in 2019, I think, and it's like a time capsule of what the prices were back then. So it shows Bitcoin priced at, I think, 9,000.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think we'll just keep it. We won't update the prices on that. That'll be a good reminder of where we've come from. Before we jump in, we got some topics to jump into, but before we do, we are running the FiatLeak Fantasy Day Trader on tangle.com/g/FiatLeak. And you go in there and you have an imaginary $1 million crypto portfolio, and you design the portfolio. We're going to lock the prices in for everyone later on today. And then on Friday, we're going to lock the prices again. And whoever's portfolio has gone up the most from Monday to Friday wins the week, which is part of a season. And they also win 10 million wmlx. So I know both of you guys, Octo and Eriksson, have both put your portfolios in there, and so have I. How are you guys feeling about it so far?
I think I'll do very good this week. I made a very risky portfolio, so I didn't spread. I didn't use stable coins like your price. So I'm risking it all now.
Oh my god!
I took wmlx. I took AVAX and Ethereum for my picks.
Octo, how do you feel about your portfolio right now?
I don't feel very good about the price at the moment. I feel good about my portfolio because I picked it 2 days before you're going to pay the price. So Monday is normally it's a take profit day, and in fact we can see corrections all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna jump into that. We can look at whatever currency you want. Let me just do one more bit of housekeeping before we jump in. At the end of this stream, we're going to do a wheel spin, and all you have to do to be eligible for that wheel spin is show up in the chat. We are watching chat on YouTube. We have chat at tangle.com/FiatLeak, and we just need to know your username on tangle.com, and we'll add you into a wheel spin. I think those wheel spins have been in the neighborhood of 30 million wmlx to be given away. So we'll do that at the end. All right. Okay, guys, topic number one. These topics have been provided to us by producer Danny.
Thank you, producer Danny.
Thank you, producer Danny. He's in this. Producer Danny's in this year. You guys are in this year.
Yeah. Yeah. We know. He's whispering some things. Nice things to your ear.
Oh boy. Okay, topic number the first. It says Bitcoin mining difficulty reaches a record high at some number that's really big, 67.96 T, which I don't know, was that terahash?
Yeah.
And I guess I'll start off on this, and then I'll hand it to you, Octo. What do I think about Bitcoin mining difficulty? I think that if you look at a wide chart, the difficulty appears to be correlated to the price. If you look at a 1 year chart, it looks a lot more correlated. But I don't know how correlated it actually is, particularly at this point in Bitcoin's life cycle. I think that it might have just more to do with Bitmain coming out with a new product or or releasing shipments or bringing miners online. One of my best friends' name is Fred Thiel, and he's the chairman and CEO of Marathon Digital, which is one of the biggest miners. And I don't talk to him about the business much, but I do follow the business just because Fred runs it. And I don't know. So that's a publicly traded company. I don't know what the market cap is. I think it's about $1 billion. It's one of the larger miners. But I don't know whether miners like that, I don't know what their business is. I don't know if their business is running a utility to earn Bitcoin as revenue. I don't know if their model is to just gain access to Wall Street financing. And I don't know if their model is holding Bitcoin and providing value just by having what they think is an appreciating asset on their balance sheets. What do you say about that, Octo?
I think mainly it is for profit, and also I think the difficulty, it's down a lot to how much volumes are being traded, so how much activity there is in the whole blockchain overall. And it goes up and down. Now is a moment when there is quite a lot of activity.
Yeah, I don't know how much the big miners take rigs on and offline. In the case of Marathon Digital, their break even, and I'll air quote that, their break even on mining a Bitcoin, I think the price, they need the price to be above 4,500. So they've got a lot of margin on that. And in the case of Marathon Digital, the last I heard, they do not sell the Bitcoin that they mine. They use Wall Street to raise dollars to finance their operation, and they hold the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Eriksson. Go ahead.
I think that whenever I see us reaching a new all-time high in terms of difficulty in mining a block, I think that's a good sign for the whole network. It means that the network needs to be secured, because we have more participants in the network. So we need, as we have more participants and more processing power, we need to increase the difficulty to mine a block. So that is a sign of big adoption, and that we keep seeing miners investing and adding more rigs to mine Bitcoin. So we keep seeing that they keep investing on mining, and they see the future on Bitcoin. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Octo.
There has been a bit of controversy and probably reduced level of gains on mining, especially this year because of the increase in power cost. And laws have been made about, a lot of the miners are supposed to use renewable energy to be able to carry on. There's also been a ban on mining in some countries, which they had, like, the majority of the mining was being done. Was it last year in China, for example? A lot of the miners were there, and overnight became illegal, and they had to shut down. The countries in North Africa too. And all this fluctuation in where the mining it's being made, the price of electricity and the power has a big impact in it.
Yeah.
If I was running a mining company, one that had access to finance, if I could have access to $1 billion in finance to run a mining operation, my theme would be two parts: control everything and completely ignore ESG, which is Wall Street lingo. It's woke Wall Street lingo for investing in companies that have what they consider responsible environmental, social, and government policies. And I would totally ignore that. and I would try to seek my own source of power. I'd try to get a hydroelectric dam, and or a nuclear reactor, and I'd use a lot of the money that I'd be able to raise to build my own chip fab. I wouldn't want to be dependent on Bitmain or any other company to get supply of miners. I'd do it myself.
Or Nvidia, yeah. Yeah, there's a big race about that too.
Yeah, and regarding the cost of mining, Octo, I think if I had a company that the main that is focused on mining, I would also like to invest a lot on reducing my mining costs. So renewable energy, I think, may help them to reduce the costs. So why not? I think that's a good thing that they can do.
Well, we're about to move into MicroStrategy here, and before we do, let me just transition from mining to MicroStrategy. So the CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, he had a great metaphor for mining. What he basically said was that mining Bitcoin unlocks the economic potential of electricity generation that is too far away from a market to make sense to develop. So his metaphor is that you could set up a hydroelectric dam or some energy source that's thousands of miles away from a community where it doesn't make sense to economically transmit the electricity from the source to the demand, and you set up electricity production in the out regions with a Starlink internet connection, and now by mining and creating Bitcoin, which has economic value, you're unleashing the electricity production without there being a market for that production. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's almost a self-sufficient machine.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the headline that producer Danny has provided us. MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings push stock to 2-year high. Eriksson.
Well, I think that's expected as users are expecting Bitcoin price to go up. So the stock of my micro service must go up too, because they hold a lot of Bitcoin. So that's a much expected thing.
What do you say, Octo?
As much as BlackRock as well. Yeah, they have been.
But the thing is, if you're going to buy the microservice stock, you will right now you may be paying a premium. So the thing is that are you paying a good premium to get the stock now, or should you wait for a bit so the premium is not so high?
When I see this headline, what it makes me think is that if I was a trader, a Wall Street trader, I would have a put order queued up and ready to go on MicroStrategy stock, because I think that if a Bitcoin ETF launches, it's going to drain all the speculative money out of MicroStrategy and into the ETF. And anyone who wants exposure to Bitcoin's appreciation because of MicroStrategy's stock price, that money could move fast.
Yeah, I agree with that. That I think that relates with what I said about the premium. The premium is driven by the speculators. So if they find another vehicle of investment, like let's say an ETF, so I think they may move to that new investment vehicle. So we may see price of microservice to drop. But the thing is that we've been talking about the ETF for a long time. We don't know when it's going to drop. So they are going to keep pushing and keep buying calls on microservice instead of selling puts. So price, you may take your risk. Maybe maybe it's a jackpot for you if you sell puts on microservice.
Well, I said I'd have them queued up, ready to go. I wouldn't want to try to time the market, but as soon as that ETF drops, I'd be shorting MicroStrategy.
The thing is, well,
I think so too.
As soon as it drops, a lot of other people may short MicroStrategy.
Yeah. Well, you get an initial pop on the price of Bitcoin, which there'd be a window in time where MicroStrategy goes up, the ETF goes up, Bitcoin goes up, but I'd move out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And do you think that the ETF may be available in the first Q of next year?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that the SEC has found a lot of ways to delay that, and they could probably continue to play that game if they want. I don't know. And I'm not my model doesn't count on it. It doesn't count on it at all. Okay, we've got Justin Sun's cryptocurrency venture losing over 100 million in a recent hack. I don't have anything on that. Octo, do you?
I only have that. I have seen the news, and there was another hack last week, not involving Tron, involving another coin for close to the same amount. But what I have noticed is that the price of the cryptocurrency has been doing really well, and it felt like this hack made no difference at all. It might have actually done better the day before.
Yeah, that's odd.
Was it a marketing cost?
Well,
because
so sometimes it does work,
It's his exchange, right? This is about his exchange, or is this about Tron, or what's his exchange? Huobi? I don't know what, but in any case, Justin Sun's at the center of both of them, and if there's $100 million hole, you would expect that he's going to step up and take that money out of his personal bags, and that's why I would expect Tron to go down if he had sell pressure to raise money. But I don't know anything about that story.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was an exchange hack. Yeah, but I don't know. It was quite recent, so I don't know how it has been resolved or what they are doing.
Okay, so Octo reports that maybe this was a sell the rumor, buy the news event. And maybe somebody knew about the hack before we did, and they're recouping their holdings in Tron. We don't know. Next one, we've got former Binance CEO CZ, who could face up to 10 years in prison. Eriksson, what do you say about that?
Well, I think that he is trying to manage this situation in order to get some agreement with the SEC. That's why he's paying a $4 billion fine. So I don't believe he's going to be in jail one single day.
Yeah,
I bet he may manage this in a way that he never goes to the jail.
I think this is a little bit of a clickbait title. Because as soon as the announcement came out that he pled guilty and that there was a penalty fine that was established, that he already knows that there was a negotiation as part of that determined whether or not he would go to jail, and so the answer already exists, and somebody just needs something to write about.
Yeah, and the number 10 is a big number, and it's a clickbait like anything with a number that's suggests
I think
more than what
I think if there was a risk for him to spend a single day in jail, I think he would be in another country.
He is. Well, he's in He's in United Arab Emirates, I think, and I don't know what the extradition is there, but I suppose he could find himself in a non-extradition Asian country as fast as his Gulf Stream
very
can get him
easy.
there.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's not a big deal for him.
There was a plea deal, I believe. That's why.
Yeah,
well,
it was. It was a plea deal.
A bit of news coming up, and there was another one saying that it was a bit of a flight risk, so he shouldn't leave the country. So,
so he's already out.
Who knows? No, I haven't heard that.
Oh.
Price said he's in where? Price?
Well, I thought he's in Dubai. I thought he operates out of Dubai.
Okay.
Okay, here's Ethereum co-founder outlines a roadmap for improving staking and upgrades. Octo, you have anything on that?
The only thing I have is that the very big upgrade that everybody was waiting for, it did happen a few months ago, and it made no impact whatsoever on the price.
Mm-hmm.
Big move they made was turning into proof of stake, as far as I know. And I don't know much about the new move.
Yeah, I think that there is room for Ethereum to improve in terms of protocol to allow staking for any wallet, because right now I think staking is available only for rich people, so it's not something that anyone can. Well, you can delegate your funds and stake it in a centralized exchange, but it's not something that anyone can do using their own computer, small computer at home.
When you stake on Ethereum, are you staking at the protocol level? Is the yield coming from the protocol, like it does on Cardano?
It's coming from. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But there is a minimum amount of Ethereum that you need to set up a validator. So, and it's a quite big amount. Not everyone can have those Ethereum in a wallet, sit in a wallet. So, yeah, I think that's it's not a democratic protocol, the staking protocol of Ethereum, because only the rich can participate.
The quantity, the amount of locked value on that since they have moved to proof of stake, it has been quite considerable.
Yeah.
But
it hasn't affected the price, you say?
Well, not the price of Ethereum, but the actual the Ethereum staked, whatever it's called. It has, it has moved the chart quite a bit. But on Ethereum, it managed to reclaim its 2,000, which is still less than half of the top that it was at a couple of years ago.
I sold Ethereum in 2017 and it was at 2,000.
So price.
I think it did go to 4,500 more or less.
Okay.
At its ATH.
Right now, if you want to do to stake and manage your environment, your hardware, you need at least 32 Ether. So that's so that's for $67,000. So that's the minimum you need to stake if you don't want to move your Ethereum to a centralized exchange to stake.
Does the size of your stake influence the likelihood that you're going to get a transaction fee or a miner fee, a block fee?
I think it doesn't, but that's something I have to search.
No, I don't think so. I think the percentage it is the same for everybody, independently on how much you're staking.
Yeah, so then I don't know why you would have to have a high threshold a minimum amount to stake. I'm sure that there's probably a technical reason for it, and I'm sure they're trying to lower. I would imagine they're trying to lower it, but I don't know.
Well, it has been that number since I've ever heard of it. That never changed.
Okay, we've got. Let me go to the chat real quick. We've got. So I'm looking at the YouTube chat. We've got Nerone, King555, Seattle John, SJHW, Dr. Emmanuel, Dabs, Enrique is in the chat. So those people in the chat are already eligible to get on the wheel spin that we're going to do later. Oh, hi Octo. Hi, Octo's in the chat, everybody. So now Octo's going to be on the wheel spin possibly. So if you're just watching
from that.
Well,
I think
that's a negotiation.
Last time about it.
I know, it's a negotiation. So if you're just watching and you haven't said anything in the chat, make sure we get your Tangle.com username in the chat so we can add you to the wheel spin. And while you're at it, get over to tangle.com/FiatLeak and create your portfolio for the fantasy day trader that it gets locked in today, and we're going to pick a winner on Friday. So get over and do that. Now, gentlemen, we've got some more topics. So speaking of ETFs and what I said about MicroStrategy, we've got a topic here that says Grayscale meets with SEC officials to discuss the spot Bitcoin ETF listing. And I would put in parentheses on this again.
Again, I think that's what I was going to say. I think they have met a lot of times. Looks like now they are getting to small details to finish something that they can be the final product. But they met a lot of times.
Yeah,
so
what we really need to know. We need to know the attendee list of this meeting, because if it's all lawyers, then it's just yelling and threatening about countersuing, and we want it to be program managers and analysts.
Yeah, we need to get access to the what they talk in the meeting.
Okay, here. So I'm gonna skip a topic. I'm gonna go to this one, and Octo, I'll set this one up for you. Tether collaborates with the Department of Justice to freeze $225 million worth of Tether that is, according to someone, linked to criminal activity.
Yeah, I saw that one. They already have, they have Bitcoin mainly, that it is in the possession of the government since they closed down Silk Road. In fact, they are one of the largest holders of Bitcoin in the world, the American government. From that, they're being able to freeze USDT. It's something that normally exchanges can do if they're suspecting criminal activity. The government being able to do it, I think, it's something that was kind of implied even in the past, because they can order the exchanges to freeze funds if linked to any kind of criminal activity. So, yeah, it made the news, but I don't know how much different it would be from before.
I think this is a huge problem. I think it's a huge problem for Tether and USDC. Because you're right that upstanding exchanges that are under the jurisdiction of the Department of Justice can do anything that the Department of Justice tells them to, but you can also store stable coins on hardware outside of exchanges. Of course, you need an on-ramp. But what this headline says to me, it says two things. One, the counterparty risk on stable coins just took a hyper leap up. And two, it means that anyone who has spent time trying to figure out an algorithmically backed stablecoin just got a kick in the pants to really figure it out. You know, that people have tried to figure out, and I think it's failed spectacularly each time. But it's gonna work. Somebody's gonna make it work, and this is the type of thing that will cause it to have to work.
Yeah, I agree with you, Price. So this kind of news, they are no good for the stable coins backed by a bank, so an account in a bank. So this tells us that even though you hold the tokens, the USDT tokens in your wallet, it doesn't mean that you have control over them. So someone they can easily freeze your wallet, and then you cannot move the tokens that you
I
you
think
own.
long term that is a death sentence for these stable coins. And you know,
Yeah.
I think that Tether and USDC already have problems with banking relationships to store the underlying dollars. And I think they're playing a game of whack-a-mole, trying to go from country to country to stay ahead of jurisdictions so that their bank accounts don't get seized. And they're going to run out of room. They're basically, it's going to be the federal coin. It's going to be a proxy of the central bank federal coin. And we've talked about, so Eriksson and I have talked about developing a stable coin running on the wmlx network, and we've talked about what to back it with. It's becoming apparent that backing it with a stable coin is not a good play. So then you're backing it with a basket of other crypto, possibly, or some other bearer instrument that is outside of the reach of blacklists,
And that would make it risky.
which makes it risky. Yeah, but remember, Facebook. A couple of years ago, Facebook was going to launch essentially a stable coin that was backed by a basket of fiat currencies. And if you think that through, and the governments obviously did, they thought that was going to be the killer app that would suck all the value out of their currencies and into this basket. And then the currency itself would be a large manipulator on the FX exchange. And Facebook has access to banking easily, but they pulled the plug because I think somebody made the call that said you're going to implode the entire world economy if you do this.
Yeah, I
And
think
then-
that.
Yeah, and they would be susceptible to attacks just like the one that killed Luna stablecoin.
Yeah, that's an
Being backed-
algorithmically backed. That was an algorithmically backed stablecoin.
Yeah, but it was also based on other cryptocurrencies instead of purely a stablecoin.
Yeah,
So
you
that's-
have to back with super large market cap asset classes. Bitcoin's big enough. I would think that the day after Facebook launched their coin, I don't remember what it was called, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went 10 billion the first day, and by the 10th day it was 200 billion. That wouldn't surprise me. And the bigger it's almost like the bigger that basket is, the less likely it is to what the equivalent would be a 51% attack.
Yeah, and I have to have a very high percentage of collateral when it's backed by other cryptos that could be volatile in some way. That would be the only way. But then if you have to collateralize it with a lot more than its own value, like the dollar to one USDT for the stable coin, then it would make it kind of stupid in a way, because you could just go with fiat.
Yeah,
If you have to.
I think this in this way we need stablecoin because we are afraid that the cryptocurrency is too volatile to hold. So and we need to be some kind of safety mechanism to know that you can escape from this cryptocurrency volatility. if you like. So,
Yeah.
but I see that in the future, Bitcoin will become much less volatile.
I agree.
And then we don't need to escape from Bitcoin. Then we will have other. People will be holding, let's say, Cardano, and if they want to escape from Cardano volatility, instead of going to USDT, they go to Bitcoin because it's not volatile.
It will become the standard, once it's less volatile. Having said that, I think when it gets to the point that the whole 21 million have been mined, then the whole thing of scarcity will make it like a collectible, and that could still keep the price volatile and moving around. There are other coins, for example, I think overall, even the stability in price of XRP, for example, it's way more linear than Bitcoin if you look at it historically.
I think so. Michael Andreessen said that software eats the world, and technology is deflationary. And I think that, so Eriksson, I agree with the idea that Bitcoin becomes the reserve backing currency for everything with no counterparty risk. I believe that could happen. But I think that one way or another, Bitcoin or something like Bitcoin changes the global economy permanently, because either so much money is flowing into Bitcoin that it's flowing out of other safe haven assets like treasuries that causes interest rates to spike, or it takes over the majority of store of value, and then the entire world economy is operating using a deflationary currency, and that is the world doesn't know how to do that. I mean, I know how to do that, but the world doesn't know how to do that. You can't manage that like they've been trying to do for the last 100 years. Yeah,
the world is used to work in an environment where you have inflation.
Yep.
So they need inflation to keep this engine running.
In every regard, they need it in every regard. The system is addicted to positive GDP growth, which is in some part caused by the knowledge that it's better to buy something now than a month from now, because it's going to be more expensive a month from now. Once you stop pulling in demand to today, and you know that the reverse is true, I could wait a month because it's going to be cheaper a month from now, the GDP goes down.
And then you have this catastrophic environment where the market will, I think the market will just freeze the whole economy, maybe just freeze.
And that's when Bitcoin will become the standard, and people will stop comparing the price of anything to a dollar, including the price of cryptocurrencies, but it will be compared to Bitcoin, which is what a lot of traders do. They trade just BTC pairs, not USDT pairs, because that's the way to do it, especially in some type of market. It's the best way to accumulate. And if you look at those charts, they're completely different than any of the charts /USDT or US dollar. And it gets you to understand the real value of it in a different way than just correlating it to fiat.
Yeah, there's gaining value and gaining threat, and it just depends on what your current day job is to determine which side of that you're on.
That's right.
Okay, let's so in the chat, if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, or currencies you want to look at, send those in the chat now. And while we're waiting for you guys to do that, Octo, I've got a market summary on the screen here. We're looking at Tether, but I can pull up anything you want. But if there's anything interesting you see in the market summary, let's go through that, and then we'll jump straight into the wheel spin.
In the market summary, I see the number one gainer in the FiatLeak market summary, which is wmlx, and well, nothing else.
Yeah, the market
So
is
it's
pretty
mostly
red
down.
today.
Yeah. Okay, so wmlx up 20% at the moment. You might want to consider that when you're building your fantasy day trader portfolio.
I did. I hope you took the price before this call.
I have not taken the price yet. It is still an open activity.
You're
That's right.
stealing. You're stealing from my portfolio. I should be 20% up right now.
What else do you see in the market summary, Octo? Anything interesting?
I saw that one of the top gainers from the last few days, that it's been doing well, and now it was only looking at the top 100 by market cap. Yeah. Now it was one of the biggest losers of the day, and I am talking about. Give me a second. It is an NFT related coin which has done incredible. Yeah, Blur.
Do we have that on FiatLeak? Let me check. Nope. Since we don't have Blur, I'm going to go straight back. I'm going to go to Pepe instead.
Do we have Luna Classic?
What, Eriksson?
Do we have Luna Classic? Luna Classic.
Any kind of Luna on FiatLeak? Let's check.
Yeah.
It out.
No Luna. So now I'm just going to keep going back to Irony coins as long as you guys send me these great suggestions. There you go. There's Doge.
Doge.
Yeah, there is Doge, and there is actually Sand, Mana, and AXS, which are all GameFi coins.
Let's see if we have Sand.
They have been between the top 10 high gainers of the weekend.
So there's Sand down 6%.
Now they're between the top losers, but if you look, this is the 24-hour percentage. If you look at it at the 7 days, they still are doing very well.
Doge is also doing very well in the last 7 days, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah. Even as social media mentions, Doge is one of the top 5 in the last week. They have some new tech coming up fairly shortly.
What do you mean by new tech?
New tech.
Oh, new tech.
Yeah, there's something new coming up beginning of next year for Doge.
Are we going?
And they have been doing quite well with their own. They have their own protocol now.
Well, I think people holding Doge, they don't care much about the technology or the protocol. They are just waiting for Elon Musk to tweet. That's what. Yeah, they are investing in that.
Yeah,
because the tweet of Elon Musk may make them earn a lot. So
it was incredible the amount of tweets they would see during the days that he was tweeting about it.
Yeah,
people crying and begging for a mention.
The
but
volume
it's also
Doge is nothing. There's no volume there.
Yeah, it has been a bit on and off in general since that great day of last year. It has been accepted as a method of payment for a few different places, and then it was removed as a method of payment, including Tesla cars. And so, yeah, he had a bit of a rocky year in general. But it is
Elon's in it for the lulz.
Yeah. It is a very old coin, and I must say I have bad history with it, so I won't go too much on about it. But I think a lot of traders, they are encouraged to stick around with it and trade it because it has survived, the test of time, which a lot of coins don't. And being invented as a joke, you got to give it to it. It does have something worth looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you guys have a couple minutes to talk about whatever you want. I am gonna start setting up the wheel spin. And just before I hand it back over to you, I've got Nerone, King555, Seattle John, SJHW, Emmanuel, Dabs313, Rajni, Enrique, Joseph Doyle, and Musinayab. Okay, so if I didn't call your name, hurry up and get into the chat. Announce yourself. Go ahead, guys.
So I would like to hear from you, Octo. What do you think about the latest moves on Luna Classic?
I was very surprised, and as I was saying before, I was into Luna. It was a coin that gave me some good profits a couple of years ago and last year before it died because of the stablecoin fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very curious to see why Luna Classic and their new version of their stablecoin, it's the top two gainers of the day by 250% in 24 hours, the stablecoin, and even Luna Classic, like pretty incredible numbers. Yeah, good 26%. I mean, stablecoin 437% up in the last 7 days. So I went to check why, and apparently the Terra Labs that runs the whole ecosystem, they have been working for months to reactivate and improve the algorithm that runs the stablecoin. And the algorithm basically automatically bought around $500,000 worth of their own stablecoin and made the made the price jump, gave a bit of confidence, for people and holders. And
so you're saying, Octo, that the stablecoin was algorithmically backed by itself?
Well, it was a strategic move, apparently, by Terra Labs. They managed to get something like 30-something or 60-something millions of their own stablecoin by spending $500,000 because they bought it at an average price of 2 cents, so 2 cents to the dollar, in the effort of trying to relaunch it. And apparently they have a lot of confidence in the new way they worked out the algorithm, hoping that it would work better. Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of people that were still trading any of the Luna assets really believed in it or really started praying for it because they started moving. The volumes are going up. He made 2 dead coins get into the top 100 by market cap, literally over a few days. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest.
So do you think this new update to the protocol is driven this price movement?
Yeah, and also the fact that they are actively working hard to not let the whole ecosystem die like it normally would in one of these situations where something crashes this badly like Luna did. and Terra stablecoin. It looks like they are working. It always kind of looked that they were trying to keep it alive by doing Luna 2 and everything else they've been doing. But apparently, the last few months, developers became more, and they started to announce that they're working hard, moving a bit of money, maybe make people believe that they are actually doing something. And it's working in their favor for now.
Okay, guys, I've got a wheel spin set up. It's a big one. 33 million Millix on this wheel. And as usual, you want your name to be picked, but you want it to be picked last.
Right at the end.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Because the amount of the prize is progressive. All right? So I'm going to spin the wheel first. You want your name to show up. You just don't want it that much. Here's $1 million right here. Dr. Emmanuel, who always needs more Millix, just got $1 million more. Of course, he is the co-founder of Millix. He has a full position. Here we go. Enrique wins $1 million. Good job, Enrique. Thanks for showing up in the chat, Enrique.
Our honorable judge, Enrique.
Yeah. Oh, a last-minute ad. The very last name that producer Danny put on the wheel is Riazali for $2 million. Dabs 313 gets 3 on the wheel.
Very good for Dabs.
Dabs has been super active in the chat all day. That's super helpful for us.
Yeah.
5 million Millix goes to Messina Ayab.
I've had a pretty late night last night, chatting about crypto and setting up computers to run the Tango browser with a few users that would not let me go to sleep until about 5 a.m.
Oh, God.
Well, I'll tell you, somebody's going to have a late night tonight, King555, because he's got 8 million reasons to celebrate with the Pakistan cartel. He hit it. Last spin, 13 million. And he deserves all of it. Nerone is always one of the first ones in the chat, and he hasn't come up on the wheel often enough. But here he is for 13 million, Nerone.
Very, very good, very good. Congratulations, Nerone.
Yeah, there's Nerone, there's also Lorone, but we got Nerone today. Okay, so I'm going to thank everyone in the chat. You're going to keep participating in the chat on these live streams. You're going to get on the wheel spin like these guys just did, and helps the live stream out when we've got a full chat, a full conversation. Make sure to get over to g/FiatLeak on Tangle.com. Get yourself in the Fantasy Day Trader event in the next hour, because we're going to shut that one down for the week. And I'll hand it to you guys for your goodbye shout outs or whatever you want to say. Eriksson, lead us off.
Thank you guys. So if you are watching us, go to tangle.com, sign up and participate in the fantasy competition. Follow us at price.tangle.com, octo.tangle.com, and eriksson.tangle.com. See you.
Octo, sign us off.
Thanks, everybody. I hope you'll join us again this Friday, because for once I can't wait to see the results and I can't wait to see how the market is going to go for the next few days to see if this time I nailed it. So thanks again for checking us on FiatLeak live stream, and I will see you on Friday.
Just one thing, Price, before we wrap up. I hope I do better this week than producer Danny in our fantasy.
Okay, well let's lean into that a little bit. Are you willing to make a side wager with producer Danny that requires that the loser between you two has to do something completely unsavory and embarrassing in a public manner?
Oh God. Yes. I don't know if producer Danny is willing to do it.
Well, producer Danny, he won week 1, so he is on a hot streak, and
yeah,
you're not. So
he's already doing some side bets on Tangle. There's another bet going about the price of Bitcoin.
Oh, that's a great, yes, very good, Octo. If you go to tangle.com/g/bets, there is an over/under bet on the price of Bitcoin, and whether it'll be over 38,000 or under 38,000 at midnight UTC tonight. So I've put my wager there.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my seat for that, and yeah, once I made the bet, the price was over $1,300 away.
Well, Octo, what was your bet? Did you take the over or the under?
I took the over. I was looking at the RSI and a few indicators, and the feeling that the bet was moved from Monday to Tuesday. I was expecting a Monday dump and a Tuesday recover, so I went for over. I'm feeling less and less confident about that as I look at the charts today, but we'll see.
So I took the under on 38,000. Dr. Eriksson, what did you make a bet on that?
No, I missed that one.
It might still be open. What would your bet be?
But I would be over.
Dr. Eriksson would take it to the over.
Tuesday midnight UTC, yeah. So that would be in 8 hours.
Midnight UTC in 8 hours. Okay, that's when you have to have your bets placed. Go over to g/bets on tangle.com. All right. Okay. I'm going to head over to tangle.com right now. I am probably going to do I'm going to do a couple videos today, maybe a live stream, maybe some recorded ones, but I'm going to do some more today. So I'll see you guys over on tangle.com. And Octo and Dr. Eriksson, I will see you guys later.
See you there too. Bye, everyone.